What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here and welcome to round 5 of my F1 2014 career. If you're new to this career mode, then welcome to this video and my channel, and you should really check out the other races. They were pretty awesome, pretty entertaining as well. So we're in Spain here for the 5th round of the season. We're in Q2. We're currently in the drop zone, 13th position, and we're trying to get out of there. At the Sector 2 split, we were 2/10 up. We're coming to the start-finish straight, to the finish line, a few seconds to go. Can we make it into Q3? And no. The same as China. It looked like we were going to get through, but no. It's by 4/10. It looked like we lost quite a bit of time in the final sector, and that is a real shame. I was struggling a little bit in qualifying. My pace just isn't there at the moment. Master's 5-0 up in qualifying, which shows the pace advantage right there, and look at that. Race day. It's wet. It's very wet indeed. So we're going for a full wet setup. And here is the grid for the following race. Hamilton takes pole position from Rosberg. It's the 2 Red Bulls on the second row ahead of Alonso and my teammate Massa in 6th. There I am in 12th position. And I'm going to have a real fight on my hands to make my way through the field, because it is very tricky on this game in the wet, especially when you're using the wheel. Head-to-head teammate battle there. It was a tie, but I have more points overall, which is the main thing, of course. So it looks like it's going to be a fully wet race throughout. So the tyres should last around 11 laps, which is a decent stint for these tyres. So we're getting ready for the grid. Here we are, Catalunya, round 5 of my F1 2014 career. 5 lights. And away we go. Not the best to getaways. Perez and Magnussen ahead look like they've pulled away. But the cars behind, yes, they're starting to swamp me now. So I need to go into rich mix to try and catch up to the 2 Toro Rossos who have overtaken me. I'm down to 14. Going to try and go up the inside. You can barely see a thing. The visibility is horrendous with all this spray. But it's a clean start from everyone, it looks like. Trying to beat the overseer there. We're stuck on the curb, sliding around, but we're maintaining our position. I think we're going to go for a bit of a dive up here. We need positions. They are a little bit weak here on the first lap, so I really need to take advantage of it. And no, Vern gets past once again. I'm struggling at the moment. Going to go for a move here up this inside of Vern. Magnussen kind of backs out there, and we're up to 11th. Oh, what a start. Wasn't the cleanest or best of starts, but still, we've made up a position, which is good enough for me. But closing in on Hulkenberg in the final sector, I was faster than him, and I'm going to prove it here. It's a bit of a dive into this fast, well, not the fast right-hander, and he kind of gets scared, Hulkenberg, and just gives me so much room, and I can easily get past, and now I'm into the points-paying positions in 10th place, and my next potential overtaking move will be against Perez. But yeah, you can see how much I was struggling on the final corner. The back end steps out so much. It was exactly the same in the dry in Melbourne in the first race of the season. But Hulkenberg is using the slipstream, but no, we can't get past. I really don't have much speed with this Williams in a straight line. Because of the setup, I've gone for a lot of downforce, as it is a wet race, as you can obviously see. But in nearly an identical move to what I did on Hulkenberg, you'll see I do it again to the Perez. Why? Why are the Force Indians so scared of me in that corner? Go up the inside, and they give me so much room. So 9th position. A couple of decent overtaking moves here. Back there. But here I am closing in on the train ahead, which is headed by Felipe Massa. He's keeping these cars close to me, and I've got a bit of a tactic going on right now. On the start-finish straight, I'm keeping the fuel as standard, but after the start-finish straight, all the way around the rest of the track, I'm staying in lean mix. So saving fuel for later on in the race, where hopefully it will dry up a little bit, and I will take advantage of that, use all of the fuel that I've stored up, and go a lot quicker than these guys, because at the moment, realistically, I am getting held up, and I'm thinking, because I got a message from my engineer, it's going to become light rain in 10 minutes, which is effectively 6 or 7 laps. So I thought, screw it, I'm going to go in the pits, try and get the undercut, because the AI are going to pit anyway. So, if I can get some free air, put in some good laps before the AI pit, I will hopefully gain a few positions from the gaggle of cars that were ahead of me. So, where are we going to come out here? There's a car coming past, it's Gutierrez, but apart from Gutierrez, we've got pretty much clean air. So it's looking good at the moment. So let's see if I can make this strategic gamble pay off. We're closing in on Gutierrez. Got so much more grip than him, as I obviously am on newer tyres. He defends a little bit, but it's an easy move, as I'm in the much faster car than his Sauber. So that's 17th, and there are the two Lotuses battling ahead. When on the start-finish straight, I couldn't see Grosjean ahead of me at all. The spray was too much, and then suddenly Grosjean pops out of nowhere. I only just avoid him and had to dive up the inside. It's another one of them moves that I didn't actually mean to do. It's because the AI broke so early that I had to go for it. It was the same in Bahrain. We're closing in on his teammate Maldonado here later on in the lap. We're slightly far back for an overtake, so I'm going up to Rich Mix and going for a flying, diving bomb up the inside. And that's a position gained. Up to 15th, and the AI are going to pit. Well, they're in the pits at the moment as I close in on Sutil and Kvyat, who haven't pitted yet. But Sutil flies into the pit entry there. So on the start-finish straight, my rivals are in the pit right now. Going up to Rich Mix. And it looks like it's worked. The undercut has worked so well. There's Felipe coming out the pits. Unbelievably, I've jumped all of the 4 cars that were in the train ahead of me. I put in 3 great laps there, even though I was overtaking a few cars. But yeah, that strategy worked very well. But Kvyat was holding me up in Sector 2. And I go for a diver move here. He gives me room once again. Gets a bit scared. And I did lose a bit of time there to Massa behind. But Kvyat did hold the cars behind up once again. But I've got a bit of a gap to them. I've got decent pace at the moment, as you'll see with my lap here. It's a 36.3, so I'm a second off the fast cars pace, but the Mercedes and Vettel are pretty far ahead of me. Ricciardo's only 6 seconds ahead, so there's potential to get 4th position. We'll wait and see what happens. But lap 19, it is drying up, and I was going to go into intermediates anyway, but the cars ahead going into the pits just confirmed the choice. So, can we get a good pit stop? We did hold up Ricciardo a little bit there, so that's a couple of seconds off his lead ahead of us. A standard 3.7 pit stop. And I actually held up Massa a little bit. And as I was looking backwards, I got put off a little bit. And I didn't realise the pit exit line was there so early, which lost me a bit of time to Alonso. But this, I struggled so much. You can see here, the car is sliding all over the place. The other cars are fine on the intermediates. This is exactly what happened in China. On the wets, I was perfectly fine. You'll see here sliding all over the place. But as soon as I get to the intermediates, there's nothing, no grip, no purchase. And here, I was braking in the exact same places I did every lap. And yeah, sliding off the track. Button aggressively barges his way past me. Alonso through as well. I'm down to 7th, so I have to go for a move here. Up Alonso, no contact. And I get 6th position back. But it really was pretty difficult in these conditions. And yeah, Button was pulling ahead. Alonso was getting the better of me. Look, I've got no pace, no grip on turn 3 there. And Alonso goes around the outside, but he can't get it stuck. He did that a few times. But yeah, I was maintaining a position, but I was causing a little bit of a train. Alonso here is putting the pressure on. But as you'll see here, I do slide a little bit. But look at the purchase Alonso gets. It's this clip right here. I'm sliding around in this tricky left-hander. I can't even catch up to the Marussia ahead. It's that embarrassing. Yeah, the purchase here Alonso gets. Look, he just suddenly bolts past me. Wow. The grip there he must have had. I have a look here, but no, there's no chance I'm getting past in this fast chicane. And yeah, I'm really struggling. Everyone has to pit one more time because the intermediates can't last to the end of the race. It would be stupid to even try it. So with 7 laps to go, me and Alonso decide to pit. And I actually nearly hit... There we go, I do hit the wall. Struggling with the pit entry, and Massa is following me into the pits. Absolute disaster. He's going to get stacked. And yeah, for the 2nd time in this race, the Williams cars have stacked in a pit stop. Oh, it's not good. Looks like Hulkenberg's got past me as he has done the undercut. But luckily for me, Hulkenberg and I think Alonso there gets held up by the Marussia of Bianchi. But look, you can see instantly how much more grip I have. 4th gear here, flying through turn 3, up to 5th, no sliding around. I just don't know where this grip has come from. And it allowed me to catch up to Hulkenberg, who's in 7th position, and I think that would be a bit of a good recovery based on the last stint, because we were struggling. But look, dive and move up the inside. It's a great move into the chicane. Force Indias. I've overtaken 3 this race. So 3 great moves. But yeah, not much happened for the rest of the race. I started pulling away from Hulkenberg. Final lap, Nico Rosberg has won this race, which will extend his championship lead. DRS has failed on the last lap in the last sector. Well, it's not like we were ever going to use it. But we're coming home. 7th position. Yes, here we go. 6 points on the board. My driver's happy, and yeah. What the hell is that? 10th position. I've got a 10-second penalty. A 10-second penalty. It took me a while to realise. Why the hell do I have a 10-second penalty? In the whole... Oh, I don't know what to say. I really don't. If you get a penalty, you will know it, because it comes up at the top of the screen in the race. I did not see that at all. Race incidents, what? There's no incident there. Why have I been given a penalty? It's so annoying. This used to happen to me in F1 2012 as well, but there's nothing I can do now. 1 point on the board. It's a disappointment. I've lost 5 points. But I still beat Felipe. So Rosberg took the win from Vettel. Hamilton on the podium. And yeah, myself in 10th. 1 point for the Williams team with Massa in 11th. We're really struggling at the moment, Williams. We're not doing well at all. I thought we'd perform a lot better than this, and I need to step on my game, I must admit. So I have moved up to 6th in the championship as Raikkonen retired from this race. So I'm equal on points with him. Rosberg has a 47-point lead already. You could say that he's walking the championship and he's got one hand on it. I know it's only 5 races in, but it's a huge lead. Felipe is on 8 points in 11th place in the standings, which is not good enough. Mercedes have a big lead, obviously, over Red Bull. The target of 3rd position is not looking realistic at the moment. Maybe we're battling Force India and McLaren for 4th. So that's disappointing, but I'm sure we can pick up our performances in the next race. And the next race is in Monte Carlo in Monaco, one of the favourites on the calendar. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Next race in Monaco, as I just said, and it's going to be a great one. So hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.